This is the Average Day Joe show, and we are back live. I'm your host, C.
And Jay, what's going on?
How's everybody doing today on this beautiful, fine Friday? Beautiful weather out here in Cali. I know can't say the same about some of the other places out in the U.S., but we feel for you. Hopefully, you guys get through because there's definitely some winter storms in the other part of the U.S. right now.
Yeah,
So
it's nice out here right now, man. It's
yeah,
beautiful out.
exactly.
Very
Uh,
beautiful outside.
yeah. How's everything with you? How you feeling today?
Very sore.
Very
Ab
sore?
section. Ab section, very sore.
Oh, I know, I know.
Tough workout last night. Very tough workout.
Yeah, the abs, those are killers, especially when we do the sideways ones, going
Oh
sideways.
yeah.
Oh, it hurts.
Gotta hit those obliques. Gotta make it
Right,
happen.
exactly. It's a good thing, though. It's a good thing. Got to do it. Got to do it.
Oh, for sure.
So anyway, let's jump into today's trending topics because we got a bunch of them for you guys
We
today.
got a bunch of them today.
Uh-huh.
We'll start off college football playoff. Shout out Notre Dame. They had a
Notre
big win
Dame.
last night against Penn State. That was a hell of a game. Like, shout out to Notre Dame. They played their butt off, man. Like, they played really good. They deserve to be in the championship. It leads to tonight, Ohio State versus Texas. I believe it starts 4:30 our time tonight. So that's gonna be a good one. Ohio State versus Texas. After seeing what Ohio State did last week to Oregon, I think they're gonna they mollywopped Oregon, so I think they're gonna walk all over Texas. I don't think it's gonna be close. I'm giving them a 99% chance of winning this game. Vegas has a spread at 6, so you never know how they can play it. Like Ohio State could be up all game, and then you never know if they could let maybe Texas gets a couple touchdowns late and then makes a spread above 6. So other than that, yeah, I see Ohio State just running all over Texas. I don't think it's going to be close.
Right, right.
Yeah, you know
Hopefully,
what I mean?
the only thing that always scares me with these type of games is that when everything is saying, oh, like we're gonna bet totally on one team, then
Yeah,
Vegas, what I mean, can kind of screw with
that's what
that.
I mean. And that's why with the spread being 6, it's still like even Ohio State is winning and they're cruising.
Uh,
Like if they give say like I said, say they take the foot off the gas and Texas scores maybe a late touchdown or two, and then the spread becomes 5 or 4, and Ohio State still wins, but you lose your bet. You know what I
right,
mean? You never
right,
know how Vegas could play that.
exactly.
Yeah, that could get exactly. You never know with those late game touchdowns. You know.
Right, right.
I was sticking with actually college football. Kyren Lacy from LSU. He got involved. He just declared for the NFL draft like 2 days ago, and man, he just got a negligent homicide and hit and run. Like it reminds me of when Henry Ruggs. You remember him when he was drafted by the Raiders?
Yeah, yeah.
He yeah, except he actually was in the NFL. Like he was going to the NFL. He already got drafted, and then that happened. It's like I don't understand, man. I don't understand the decision making sometimes of I remember being a youngster, but like I don't understand doing that type of stuff, man. Like that's
So
terrible.
so
It's a terrible
so
thing.
it was a hit and run.
Yeah, hit and
Uh,
run. Left the scene, and then yeah, negligent homicide. Like it's like man, you just declared for the draft, and then this happens. Like man, talk about like your future is like just all it's all bad now. You know what I mean? Like why would you? I don't know. I wouldn't just putting yourself in risk like that, man. And then obviously the other families, like, dude, like, man, that's terrible, terrible, terrible decision making, man. You know,
so it was a DUI. Like, was he drinking or?
I actually don't know if it was a DUI. I didn't see that posted on there. My guess is
Uh-huh.
that's, I mean, maybe high or drunk. That's what I would guess. But he fled the scene no matter what.
Oh, damn.
Hit and run. Like you don't like, you know what I mean? Like, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like that's just all bad, man. Like I said, it reminded me of the whole Henry Ruggs thing. Like, bro, Jesus, you
Right,
know what I
right.
mean?
So it looks
Like,
like yeah, I'm reading a little bit about it myself. It says that he was illegally passing the other vehicle, and the driver of the northbound lane pickup truck abruptly braked and swerved to the right to avoid a head-on collision with the approaching Dodge. And it looks like so another car basically didn't see it, and then they crashed into each other. the car that swerved. So he wasn't in an accident. He basically made two other cars like crash. And then and supposedly it took off. And the people that died, I guess that's why it's a lot of scrutiny as well, is because the person that died was a former Marine, and he injured two others as well.
That's terrible, man. That's what I mean. That's terrible, man. Like, Jesus, man.
Yeah, sucks.
That
It is
does,
what
man.
it is. I mean, I just, even if you're making an illegal turn, or like illegal like lane pass, and you're doing things like that, even if you did that, like if you didn't go, if you didn't leave the scene, he
Right?
would have probably got a fine or something, but he wouldn't have like gone to jail for that, because yes, he did something illegal, but even like he didn't crash into anybody at the end of the day,
But
Yes,
I mean, it's just leaving the scene. It makes you look guilty.
right.
Like,
Right.
why? You know what I mean? It's just common sense here. Like, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, man. But yeah,
That's crazy.
that's the
So,
yeah that is crazy, man.
what position was he supposed to play? Do you know?
Uh, what was Karen? I'm actually safety,
Safety? Oh, so he's
DB.
like a
Was
player.
safety or DB? I think he was safety or DB. I mean,
Okay.
you're kind of interchangeable, but
Yeah. 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 Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, that sucks. That's really hurtful for the college world, and the college football world, because
yeah,
he it seems like he was one of those players that could have made it really far, and he just
for sure.
tarnished his whole legacy that could be.
Yeah, well, depending on what lawyer he could get, that's gonna say a lot, because
Yeah.
he's young. The thing is, he is young. You know what I mean? So you never know what he could
Right.
swing. But yeah, that shows a lot of bad character by just leaving like that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah. I guess you live and you learn, right? That's all it is.
exactly. That's basically what it is, man. You
Yeah.
know, more than anything.
All right, let's move on to the next trending topic of the day. We're going to talk about the Trump, the case that I guess he had a Supreme Court case today, or
Oh, that was
no,
today?
I think it was yesterday actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let me just try to pull this up. Today we have a lot more tabs open, so it's like for some reason all my tabs like are not in order on the like to share the screen with. So I'm like trying to hustle to try to find all these tabs. All right, I found it. Let me see. Okay, so Trump court signals it will. Oh no, that's not the one. I'm so sorry, guys. Let me get back into that. Stop sharing. Shoot, no, I can't find it. All right, just bear with me. Bear with me. Let's see. Yeah, so basically, I mean, he took supposedly he took hush money, and with that hush money, they try to call him out on it. They try to call him out on it, and he went to court. And for some, now that he's the president in the Supreme Court, they couldn't really do anything. So they're trying to, in a way, the way that Trump is trying to portray it is that it's just like a name on his. It's like to tarnish his name. So okay, here it is right here. I pulled it up for you guys. Great embarrassment here. Trump's courtroom response to Judge Merchan's political witch hunt trial. So basically, they're just trying to pick at him and try to say like, oh, he's going to be the first president as a felon. And if that happens, then basically he's not able to even travel to a bunch of countries. So they're really trying to portray him like, oh, like president, like you can't even go to all these countries now. But yeah, I don't. They can't do nothing because he's going to be president now. He could just pardon himself. It's crazy.
Oh, the stuff they're trying to pick on him about, man.
Yeah. So it was today. It was in New York. So like 3 hours ahead on Friday morning.
Yeah.
And they're trying to say, because basically nothing happened, that they're trying to portray it as it's been a tremendous setback for the New York and the New York court system, because they're trying to say like the New York court system failed the public, that they couldn't really do anything to Trump.
Anything they could do.
Yeah.
Anything they could do. Always trying to pick on President Trump, man.
I know. It's sad, because this guy really
Yeah.
I feel like he really wants to make a change and stuff, and they're really trying to set him back on this.
I feel the same way. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
So,
Like,
in Trump's words, it's been a political witch hunt. It was done to damage my reputation so that I'd lose the election. And obviously
Of course.
that didn't work. And the people of our country got to see this firsthand because they watched the case in the courtroom. They voted and I won. So that's basically what he's trying to say. Yeah, pretty much about that one. That's what we have to talk about for Trump on that case. Let's move on to the next subject that we have. This one is going to be with this one for you, Jay. This is the
Oh, we're talking about Mr. Zuckerberg.
yes, sir.
Mr. Zuckerberg, he finally admits that the Biden regime had them censor a lot of factual information about the vaccine. And it would make a lot of sense because all the side effects that happened throughout the years now, So that sucks, like you kind of assume that, at least I did, and when they had the whole fact checking thing, and it makes a
Right.
lot of sense now that they were trying to do that, because they were pushing that really hard.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So, I feel like Zuckerberg he's opening up a lot more now, especially now that he has, remember he has Dana White on his board of directors now.
Right, right.
So he's going to be making those type of moves, I believe. It's very sincere, very good to do.
Right. That's it's crazy what's happening, and I like the post because he's basically Zuckerberg is basically claiming that the Biden officials were screaming and cursing at him to take down vaccine posts.
I wouldn't doubt it one bit, man. I would not doubt it.
Uh,
Zuckerberg created Facebook when he was a kid, man.
yeah,
Like big ups to him. I remember having the Facebook when you needed a college email. You know what I'm saying?
right.
I remember those days. So so it's good that that he's letting it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I feel like his social media, and even before Elon bought Twitter, I feel like they censored a lot of different things, man. A lot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's for sure. I mean, I believe that's one of the main reasons why Elon Musk bought X, because he got
it was beautiful. That was a change. That was a game changer, dude. Game changer.
Yeah. And after he did that, I'm sure that the deep state establishment, they got so scared because they're like, oh no, now we have to, now they're going to try to bring like free speech back to the country, and that's what this country was founded on, so
of course
I definitely I'm super happy that Elon Musk is in the US and part of our whole like political system in a way, because he's changing the whole infrastructure of where it was leading to and what they were trying to push their agenda on us. And now and now because Elon Musk, it feels like everything got disrupted, and now it's like the house of cards, everything is just falling one by one, and everything is getting exposed because of this.
Of course, man.
Yeah.
He created Doge, Department of Government Efficiency.
Right.
I love that, man. I love that. Play on the Doge.
And Zuckerberg is really just taking the page out of Elon. It literally looks like him and Elon had a sit down, and Elon told him like, "Hey, I'm not doing this faction thing or nothing. Like, you should get on the same boat." That's pretty much what it looks like.
That's how it should be, though. Especially, and it makes sense during Trump's administration. All this stuff comes about. So it's a very good thing, man. It's the next 4 years. I feel a lot of growth, a lot of change, a lot of everything good. You just got to stay on it.
Exactly. All right, let's move on to our next trending subject, and the one I chose for today. I wanted to talk to you guys about the new. Elon Musk is trying to revamp some of the Tesla cars. So he's revamping he wants to revamp the Model Y. So I wanted to show you guys, I have some exclusive pictures for you guys of the new Model Y and what it's going to look like. So I want
Model Y. Which one's the Y?
The Y is the one. It's the SUV one, but it's the one that does not have the Falcon doors.
Oh, I was gonna say my neighbor across the street has that one with the Falcon doors. Okay.
Oh, yeah, so he has the Model X.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But let me show you guys this Model Y real quick. Looks pretty dope. Let me see.
Shout out Elon, always making moves.
Right. So basically what he's doing, he's kind of doing a facelift, because I don't know if you know, but the Model Y kind of had like an indent kind of front bumper. So
Yeah.
now I don't know if you can see these pictures clearly, but look how
Yeah.
the lights even look like. They totally revamped the whole front end of the Model Y now. And
Wow.
this isn't the reason they're able to even have these pictures is because it looks like they already started this in the Chinese market.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so these are pictures from like the Chinese market, pretty much, but of what they look like. So I'm sure it's going to be almost pretty much the same look over here.
Very interesting. It's catching my attention.
Yeah, what you like that one? Like look at the colors of these. Like even the colors.
I know that's well, honestly, like in all honesty, because he has his robo vans and his taxis coming out,
Right.
I'm honestly waiting for his AI to drop because, we see AI every day. We're blessed enough to see Google's car, Waymo, and then you got Zooks, and then, like when his AI drops with Tesla, I just may, be like, hey, you know what? I'm not driving no more.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
such a game changer. Like
that's what I mean. So these look really like, wow. I like the look.
what do you think of the back end? You can see the back end of this one
Yeah,
on the
it reminds me of the like I said, his robo taxi.
yeah.
And honestly, the one that dropped off the robot to Kim Kardashian. That's what it reminds me of.
Right.
It might even be the same. I'm not even sure, but that's what it looks like to me.
I know.
But it looks good. Doesn't look
The
bad at all.
right. The back end of this one actually really reminds me of how Lucid, the Lucid car, the electric
Oh
car.
yeah, yeah. There's plenty in my neighborhood.
Yep.
Lucid, Rivian, Jesus, man.
Right.
It's like
So
electric heaven in this neighborhood.
definitely it looks like the back of the Tesla
It
looks kind
does. You're right.
of Lucid design.
You're
I was
right. Maybe he took a page out. You never know.
yeah.
Wow.
So here's
Yeah, it looks good though.
yeah.
It
Exactly.
definitely looks good.
It actually looks even a little bit more aerodynamic than it was before too.
Yeah.
So that's be good. Probably less wind resistance, and it'll give I'm sure it'll have a lot better range too.
I hope so. That's if it's one thing about the electric, plenty about.
Yeah. I had a bunch of, I had a model. I had the Ioniq 5. I had the Mustang Mach-E, and I drove the Bolt, the EVU one. I think it's EVU. It's like the bigger version of the Bolt,
Yeah.
and they're both they're good cars if you drive like more city. But if you're trying to
Yeah.
drive further distance, then I feel like the range of the electric cars are not like so good yet. So they still need to kind of work on them because literally
Okay.
from here to LA is like a 4-hour trip, but you would have to charge pretty much almost twice because of the hills that
Wow.
you have to just to
Damn.
get to LA. So
A 2 charge, huh?
charge
Wow.
that's 25 minutes a charge, maybe 20 minutes
Yeah.
for Tesla on the supercharge network, but
Uh-huh.
it's still not as convenient as a gas car in that sense when you're driving long distance, but
Okay.
for the local people it's no big deal because you can you can literally drive a Tesla for like 7 days if you're not driving too far and not have to
Yeah.
charge at all, or charge at your
Okay.
home.
Okay. Oh, okay. I get it.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
The other thing I was going to mention too was just like you said, the the whole self-driving thing, but
Yeah.
I feel like Elon Musk also wants to develop the whole thing of like maybe it'll be an app because I know he was trying to do it for the Neuralink that he has, but I think he
Yeah.
also wanted to do like where you can literally on an app maybe
Uh-huh.
later on the Tesla, like have a Tesla app, and let's say you're at a restaurant and you had to park far away because there was like busy. You could probably later on in the future just call up your Tesla and it'll come straight to your location to the Tesla app.
They actually already do that.
Yeah, that's
So I actually seen it. Someone hacked their Tesla. It was over at Land's End, and they had their car come right to them.
Really?
Yes,
Really?
I literally saw this like a month ago. Or
this is a Tesla car?
A Tesla, yeah. And so you know how you can hack your Tesla. It's a computer.
Yeah.
You could tell it was hacked because
Oh.
it was driving with no one in it, and
Yeah.
it pulled right up and stopped right there in front of them.
So it
in
wasn't
the parking lot.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I was like, oh hell no! That's why seeing Waymo and Zooks all the time. I'm like, okay, but I was like, oh damn, they hacked their Tesla, and it pulled right up. I was like, hey, right in front of them. I was like, bro, this is sick. That's why when that's why when I feel his AI drops, I'm like, oh man, he's gonna have it excellent. You know what I mean? I already know that. So that's why when you showed me the look of that, yeah, of course. That's why when the look of that car, I was like, oh man, because I have all gas cars, obviously. I love my gas cars. I drive my Hummer everywhere. You know what I mean?
Right.
But that could be a total game changer in the sense that, hey, you know what? I don't feel like driving today. I got to do some work on my phone. I'll sit in the back seat. Take me to boom.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
So that's crazy. So it was a hack that somebody did.
Because they've been doing it for the past year. I heard a lot in LA. A lot of the kids, they hacked it. They'd be sleeping in the back seat, get pulled over by a cop, be like, what? The car is driving, because cop will pull them over because there's no one driving it.
Right.
But see, now, like I said, now that we have up here, I don't know how it is in LA, but we have Waymo and Zooks everywhere.
Oh, I know.
Like, I've seen cops try to pull that over. What are you pulling over? There's no one in there.
Right.
You know what I mean? Imagine when, Uber bought Cruise.
Huh?
So imagine when Uber has their fleet on the road of Cruise.
Yeah.
Bro, that's all you're going to see out here is all AI cars. You'll barely see anyone driving.
So
it's going to be crazy.
So that was Uber bought it through, because it was a GM product. So
yes, exactly. So GM, they got suspended. Why? Because the fog was so thick that Cruise kept crashing into cars, parked cars, and people.
Yeah.
Remember? Do you remember this? Uber was like, hey, you know what? We're going to take a lot of we'll buy that because we'll get into the AI game, since they got a fleet already of cars. You know that. You saw the Cruise cars. They have that fleet now. They're going to perfect the AI, and then there you go. That like I said, a lot is going to be changed with Uber, for sure.
That makes sense. And because I was wondering, because I just seen an article the other day where they were talking about how Uber, on the Uber app now in certain cities, I think it's Atlanta and Austin, you're going to be able to order like a Cruise or a Waymo.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. So in San Francisco, they were banned. Why? Because the AI kept crashing.
Right.
But see, that's when GM owned it. So Uber said, hey, you know what? We see Waymo taking over out here. You see that. They've been out here, taking it over. They own the whole area. But once Uber has their fleet in place, dude, it's going to be total game changer stuff out here, man. Right. I didn't even know it was in Austin and Atlanta. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's where they're starting the program. And it makes sense, because I feel like those cities, I feel like they're not going to get as much backlash from the Uber drivers, the actual people, as like in San Francisco. Every time like Uber does something and it's against the people, then we strike, and then we hold strikes.
You're right. I get where you're going.
Yeah, because Uber is headquartered in San Francisco, so we.
Yeah, you're right. We strike.
Yeah, they don't want to start in San Francisco doing something like that, and then the headquarters is here, because they're going to get a lot of backlash, and people will see that.
Yeah, you're right. I get it. Okay, so Austin and Atlanta. Okay.
So they're starting in smaller markets where they're not going to get as much backlash.
Less congested too, I believe, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Well, especially Austin, I know for a fact when they have their South by Southwest, the whole concert thing.
Oh yeah, ATX boy. Yes, sir.
It's really crazy. So I know, for them, that would be kind of beneficial, because I'm sure, even me, I've done Uber before, and I definitely every time there's some kind of concert or event, I do not want to be driving in that area, because you know what I mean.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
that makes a lot of sense.
$15, you got to go for 1 hour just to try to get into traffic, pick somebody up, and then take them out of that traffic.
That makes sense. With the AI, you could run 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Right.
You know what I mean? Game changer stuff, man.
Yeah. And the other thing also with the San Francisco market, I feel like, because Waymo is owned by Google.
Yes, sir.
I think that Waymo, just with the money that they have, all the money that they have from Google, the Alphabet company that's doing the project, leading the project. Yeah. I feel like they probably pressured a lot of the San Francisco officials to kick Cruise out of San Francisco.
I get you.
And then they use that whole, because Waymo had some incidences too, but
nah, man,
not like hitting somebody or nothing like that. But they had their instances where I don't know if you've seen that article where in the parking lot they were just all jammed and start honking at each other, and they were
no. So you're talking about when they all go charge, right?
Yeah, when they go charge.
So all the cars, I can see it when I'm on the freeway. So they're like bumper cars. They run into each other. But at
Yeah,
least they're not running into people and they go through the fog. Have you?
exactly.
I've tested Waymo out many times, like in my Hummer, because I'm not scared of anything hitting my
Yeah,
Hummer.
yeah, yeah.
And I've stopped abruptly. I've cut them off. I've driven slow. That their AI is excellent, dude. Even when I've driven slow, they've went around me.
I know.
It's pretty impressive. The
I know.
Google AI,
Don't
really
don't
impressive.
The only thing they still have to work on, and if we ever get any like Waymo executive listening to us, listen to this because this was a true thing that happened to me the other day. I was behind a Waymo, and it was kind of
Uh-huh.
like a small alley like way. It was a street, but it
Uh-huh.
was a very small street. And I guess the Waymo was trying to pick somebody up. It literally had like if it just drove like 2 feet or 3 feet further up, it
Uh-huh.
had enough room to like like there was a little parking area that could have parked in and it would have been okay. But it literally stopped right in front of me and waited for 5 minutes and didn't even pick nobody up. It left after like 5 minutes. It was a one-way street, so everybody behind me was like honking
Had
at
to
me.
wait.
Yeah, and I'm honking at the Waymo, but obviously there's nobody in the car.
There's
You know,
no one in it.
so I feel like I feel like the one thing that they can improve on Waymo is if somebody starts honking at them, they should have some kind of sensor that senses the honking, and then maybe have some like live rep get on and look around. You know what I mean? Because they have cameras all over those cars, so they
Yeah.
can look around the situation and be like, "Oh, it stopped right here, but there's a parking space literally like 2 feet ahead of him that
Yeah.
it could have just gone into, and then all this traffic would have not been blocked."
I totally get it, but you got to understand, like, they're made to do the right thing. Like, so a human person, like you said, oh, hey, I'll pull over so I don't hold everyone up.
Right.
Waymo's not going to care. Like you said, they're not going to care. They're not going to, you know how much those cars are, right?
Oh, I mean, those are Jaguars. They're really nice
Yeah.
cars.
So, not even just a Jaguar, you know how much it costs to make one of those cars, right?
Yeah, I think like 70, 80,000 or something like that, right?
No, that's that car right there with all the technology is about 350.
And damn, and they have a lot of those.
Yes. So think about if they really want to pull over to the side, they don't care.
Yeah.
That's like they're investing. That's their investment. So that's why it just sat there.
Right.
They don't want to chance anything happen in those cars. Those are expensive cars.
That's then and that's where the whole I would say where AI and human differentiates because we as humans we have that human emotion that we can put into things. As an AI, they just don't give a shit.
Exactly. Yeah, but I mean, like I said, human error, I believe, causes a lot of accidents.
Oh, it does for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
It is that's a whole different discussion.
Right.
Because me personally, I'd feel way more comfortable in a Waymo than some random Uber driver driving me. That's just a fact.
Yeah, I mean, until you're like that guy 3 days ago who was who got in one and it started going in circles and he was like almost about to throw up. He had to call.
In what, Waymo?
Yeah, in a Waymo. Yeah.
No.
This was in LA. I swear to God, I can pull this up. He was in a Waymo.
In LA?
In LA. He was in a Waymo. He got in and it started going in circles in the parking lot. He had to. It went like 10 times in a circle. He started feeling hella sick. He called Waymo support, and Waymo support was like, I need you to get on your app and do something from your end. And he's like, why should I do this? I'm telling you.
Okay. Maybe in SF it's different, but I've never heard of any of those instances.
Yeah.
Everyone that takes Waymo up here, and that's a lot of people. You know what I mean? They're always dropping off people in my neighborhood. It's like I said, their AI is excellent. So I ain't even mad.
we didn't have this. What we're talking about, we didn't really even have this as like a subject, but now that we're talking about it, and it is a kind of a funny subject about that. So I'm gonna definitely. I need to show you this. Like, check this out. So
do they have a video?
I don't. There is a video. There is a video.
Okay.
But this is not. This is not the video. This is. You can see this, right?
Yeah. I guess.
So basically, this guy was going to the airport for a flight, and the car started driving in circles, man.
Maybe Waymo was like today, hey, we ain't going to the airport today.
Right. Oh,
great.
I'm sorry. Wait. Oh, okay. He was a Los Angeles tech entrepreneur, but this was in Phoenix. And okay, so he was going
okay, that makes more sense. Okay,
right.
It's a little different. Okay,
yeah,
different markets here.
Yeah, I got
different markets here. Okay.
Yeah, no, definitely. But it's saying that he's a Los Angeles tech entrepreneur, so I just right away I figured he was in LA.
Yeah, I get it. But think about it. Those markets, you have to like I said, you have to perfect the areas. They probably haven't perfected those areas like they have SF and LA.
Right.
Or California, I should say in general. Like, you know what I mean? They've been we've seen them testing Waymo for like 6 years now, dude. You know that. So like that's why areas out here I feel like they're perfect. I've seen them on the road for 6 years. They just recently started, or last year they just started. Okay, here now we can take passengers. Remember, you got to be on a wait list.
Oh, I
know. So all my guests with Airbnb, I'd be like, "Hey, you should sign up for Waymo." They're, what? They'd be shocked. Oh my God, that's so scary.
So a lot of people are scared of him still. That's the.
Oh yeah. But come on, man. Like, because they don't see that type of stuff. We've been seeing it every day.
Yeah.
For years. So I'm like, oh, this is man, it's fascinating. To me, I'm like, man, this is second nature. Come on, man.
Right. That's great. What would you like if that happened to you though, and for 5 minutes you were going around in circles in a Waymo, would you give it another chance, or would you be like, I'm done with
I'd
this?
laugh. I would be laughing my head off. I'd be streaming. I'd be filming. I'd be like, dude, Waymo malfunctioning. Oh man, it would be hilarious. I wouldn't get mad. I would expect compensation, and I would be like, hey man, I went in a circle for like 20 minutes. Can we please take me to where I need to go?
Right.
And then give me some extra benefits. I wouldn't get mad. What am I going to do? Get mad at the air?
Exactly.
Look at you know what I mean? Like, come on, man.
Support. Hey, I need like a $20 credit for my next ride.
That's what, and I guarantee they'll be like, oh, sure, we'll give you a couple free rides.
Right.
That's what I mean. They can do that. Why? There's no driver. They 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. How can you beat that? You can't compete with that.
I know.
You know what I mean? And like I said, all those cars are very expensive. So just the maintenance is the only part.
Right. For me personally, if that was to happen to me, I would have rolled down the window and I would have started streaming like you. But here in the Bay Area, we have a little thing from back in the day that we used to do, and it's called Ghost Ride the Whip. So I would have
God.
You know what I mean? I would have made it into a whole thing. Like, all right, they want to do this to me. I'm going to be Ghost Rider.
Oh my God, that's pretty funny, man. That is a Bay thing, though.
It is
little sideshow, Waymo.
No driver. You're just sticking your head out the window.
That is great.
Oh no.
But yeah, man, Phoenix. So it happened in Phoenix. Doesn't surprise me. Doesn't surprise me.
Maybe it was like a super hot day and like the computer started malfunctioning.
That's what I mean. Maybe the computer was fried from the 100-something degree weather.
Exactly. You never know.
All
right, moving on up. Let's get on to the next subject. We're going to be talking about, this is on you, Jay. We're going to the Supreme Court.
Oh yeah, we got to go. This is a big one for a lot of people, man. TikTok about to be banned on January 19th, man. The Supreme Court upholds this ban, so that could be that could be very bad for a lot of people. You know what I mean? TikTok, it's a very addicting app, I would say. What's cool is that Kevin O'Leary of Shark Tank, he was in talks with President Trump, and he's trying to buy it for a U.S. division of it, so that we can still have it and use it, which I think is a very smart idea. I understand why they're trying to ban it. I get it, because the new generation, they get on TikTok and what do they do for hours? Scroll. They're not really there, and then their mind just gets all consumed. You know what I mean? So I get it. I totally understand.
Yeah, that and the fact that it's a Chinese company, and they're really worried that the Chinese can kind of use it against the American people. So
yeah. Well, yeah, that was part of the reason why I wasn't on it for a long time, because when I would hear Joe Rogan talk about it, like, oh, if you're signed up to TikTok, they could go through your whole phone, and I was like, oh man, I don't, I was kind of sketch myself,
Yeah.
So yeah, it took a while to get over that hump, but then after using TikTok, utilizing it, and seeing a lot of the benefits of it, I was like, whatever. I have like I said, I have nothing to hide.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The one thing too that was kind of true, because I seen videos of it in China, for example. The kids, the new generation that were watching TikTok,
Yeah.
they were getting videos like on their streams. They were getting videos of these super educational things, like
Oh
how
yeah.
to, you know what I mean? And then out
I saw
here,
it. I saw it.
yeah, you see that, right? You look out here, and the things that we're getting is like totally the
Dumbed
opposite.
down. It's just dumbed down. I know.
Super down, super down.
I saw the. You're right. I saw that video too, and I was like, oh. And then out here we have all the all the out of pocket stuff. I know.
All the, like, people fighting and just,
Uh huh.
like the worst of the worst.
Entertainment stuff,
Exactly.
not educational entertainment, and that's what I mean. Dumbing down the new generation
Exactly.
actually makes a lot of sense because a lot of the way they act, a lot of the younger people. Oh man,
Oh, I know.
so it makes sense. It definitely makes a lot of sense.
And the other thing I was also thinking, like, that could have been two sides to a story, because in China, for example, that they, like, you don't have that kind of same, like, where people randomly just go and like knock other people out type thing because they cut them off or something like that. I'm sure it happens, but it's not televised like it is out here. Because out here,
Of course not.
everybody loves to record everything that's happening, and they try to sometimes even agitate other people to make it
Of
worse.
course.
They want to, like,
They
go
just
viral.
want views, likes,
Exactly.
views. That's what they do it for.
Exactly.
Like,
So
oh yeah, let's do. We've been watching it for years.
right.
You
So
know what I mean?
I definitely feel that could have been just the algorithm itself, and
Yes,
it's displaying to the younger generation these kind of entertainment things to us in the US, just because that's what we're like. That's the more trending topics out here, and
of
that's
course.
what's kind of being played, as opposed to China, where the younger generations, they're like,
Yeah.
like, even in our schools, like, out here, the Asian community, they're usually like in the top tier of the students brackets, and they're the ones that usually raise the whole, like, academic achievement level of the schools, because in their countries, and like, and their parents from the previous,
Yeah.
like generations, they've always been taught, like, more about educational stuff and things like that, so in that nature. So I
Totally
definitely,
understand.
that could be part of the whole reason too.
I'll take that. It's
Yeah.
true.
All right. So yeah, that's hopefully they. I do think that. I mean, that if it gets banned into the U.S. TikTok, I don't see that happening, just because it's
I don't
such a
see it
big
happening.
platform, and they're
It's
already
too. Yeah,
saying,
the platform is too big for it. If it was brand new, okay, but that thing is huge.
yeah, exactly.
So I don't see that happening either.
And they're already saying that there is a higher court that can actually temporarily stop this from happening, from the
Oh,
ban.
okay. I can see
So
that.
I'm pretty sure that's going to happen. And they already interviewed, and there was a news press with Trump,
Yeah.
and one of the I don't know if it was like a CNN correspondent or one of the media correspondents. They
Uh-huh.
asked them about the ban. They're like, "Hey, what are you going to do about this TikTok ban?"
Uh-huh.
And Trump himself stated that he really likes TikTok. You
Okay.
know, yeah, he stated that himself, his own words. So
Okay.
I do
Shout out
definitely,
President Trump.
yeah,
Okay.
shout out to Trump. So I definitely feel like, because he's already, like, kind of backing it himself, but what he said, because I don't think he could just be like, he's not president yet, so I don't
Yeah.
think he could be like, oh yeah, I'm not going to ban it type thing, because he's not
Yeah.
president yet, especially because some people might want that. So I definitely feel like he's gonna,
Yeah.
as soon as he gets president, even if it did get banned for like that one day, him and Kevin O'Leary, they're gonna work something out, and Kevin O'Leary is gonna buy that U.S. division of it, and it's
I
gonna be
believe
banned
so.
if it does get
I
banned.
wouldn't doubt it because like I said, it's definitely, if you know how to use it, it's very useful. A lot of utilization,
Right.
if you're scrolling up and down just you like pointlessly, okay, I get it. But TikTok, it's very useful for a lot of things, honestly,
Right.
you know. So
Right. Yeah. Well, hopefully, I mean, I think they also tried to do this in the past with us, and it also got, like, rejected, where they didn't ban it, even though it was like
uh-huh.
literally to get banned. It was exactly the same kind of deal, and it didn't get banned at the end of the day. So I don't see it happening
Yeah.
again, especially with
Well,
Trump's
especially because how big it is. It's
that
huge.
and
That's what I
and
mean. Like it's huge.
and being that big, that means that they're giving a lot of money to the U.S. already,
Yes. Yeah.
and revenue. So there's no way that's going to go away. There's just way too much money involved in this whole thing.
Yeah. I
So,
agree. I agree.
yeah.
Thousandfold.
All right, guys, let's move on to the next trending subject. I definitely want to update you guys on these LA fires. It's still going
Oh
on.
man.
It's crazy what's
Devastated.
going on. I mean, you got a lot of houses being burned and a lot of different buildings, and now they're even talking about Newsom and how his whole way of handling the situation is terrible because people are
Failing.
literally trying to plug in, to the fire hydrants, and there's no water in the fire hydrants. So it's kind of sad what's going on right now. Let me get to that screen if you
Well,
guys
he
don't.
only sent our resources to Ukraine. That's it. No biggie.
Right. Let me
That guy, man. That guy, man.
So, and I also want to share the death toll with you guys. The death toll right now for these LA fires is 10. It's crazy because some of these people, they just literally, like, there's 3 fires that are surrounding them. So literally,
Damn.
some of these people just couldn't get out because you
Yeah.
are having like 3 fires coming at you. So no matter which way you would go, and so R.I.P to these 10 people that have lost their lives. Who knows if there's other ones
Terrible.
that haven't been reported yet. I want to show you guys some pictures of what's happening over there. Let me put the screen a little bit bigger for you guys.
Yeah.
Let's see here. So yeah, so these are
Terrible.
some pictures of what's happening. But the one good thing whenever there's like a natural disaster is that communities do come together and they help each other out. And sometimes that's it's sad that there's a fire, but at least people are coming together, and it's showing that even if you're super rich and famous, sometimes you have to bring yourself down and be a human again.
Of course.
So yeah, death toll jumped to 10 as a there. From what I understand, there was still yesterday there was still 0 containment. I feel like there would be a little bit more containment now, just because the air support is there now. Last thing I checked, there was like 3 or 4 of those fire planes that were in the area, and they were dropping it's some kind of powder into the fire that really suppresses the fire. So I definitely
So you talking about the airdrop?
the airdrops.
They got airdrop?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So they got it from the top then.
Right, from the top.
Good. Got to get all that support, man. Not enough manpower on the ground.
Exactly. And if you see this map, I don't know if you can see, but these fires, I think with the winds, they're actually causing little tiny brush fires a little bit further away, because like you have a Lydia fire right here, which is not in LA, it's Santa Clarita, but that's like more up, like before you get into the LA area.
Oh,
and,
okay.
Yeah, and then you have a Hearst fire. So yeah, you have these 3 main fires right here, which are the ones that everybody's talking about. But then now that is causing these little fires, which is, I believe, Santa Clarita is closer to like the Six Flags area.
Oh, up there by Valencia. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So that whole area, like, they're actually experiencing fires now too. So
Damn, that's far up there too.
Far up there, but look, like LA, like, man, I don't know what's going on, but this whole place, I don't know if it's like we were talking about yesterday, direct energy weapons or what, but this is definitely not normal.
You never know.
You
never know. You never know what beams are coming out of the sky, man.
It's crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah. Well, R.I.P to the 10 that did die and perish, and we definitely have everybody in our prayers who is suffering from this tragedy, and we definitely hope that this fires get put out sooner than later. We want everybody to go home and be able to enjoy their lives again.
Yeah, for sure. Wow.
So it is what it is.
That's crazy.
All right, what's your dog doing, man?
Laying down.
Laying
down. Yeah. He's relaxing.
He's chilling.
Yeah, he always chilling. Being a big baby today.
Right.
It's all good though. It's all good.
So let's get into today's movie segment of the day. What are you watching today?
Today, man, I'm Batman Begins with Christian Bale. So it was like a 3-part series. Oh man, out of all the Batmans, there's no Batman like the 3-part series of this one, man.
Definitely.
It's just I don't think anything's coming close to the Christian Bale ones. I think what was his name? Christopher Nolan that directed it. Oh my God, just these 3. This was the first one out of the 3. Oh my God, excellent films, without a doubt. You know what I mean? Like, man. Do you remember the second one called Dark Knight?
Yeah.
With Heath Ledger? Oh man, best Joker. R.I.P to Heath Ledger. But man, wow. he did a hell of a job. You know, I heard he to prep for that part, you know, he locked himself in a hotel room for like months, and really it took a toll on him. That's why, you know, everything
Yeah.
happened. But
Yeah.
he played one of the best parts he ever played ever.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And, you know, as a Joker, it was really impressive.
Yeah. I mean, Heath Ledger was a brilliant actor, and
That's what I
he
mean.
really decided, like, when he got into a part. I mean,
Yeah.
he let that part be him. Like, it was really him.
Yes, that's what I
He was-
mean. Like, it was crazy, you know, like, because the Joker, like, man, one of the best villains.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
The one thing I really enjoyed about those, like, the first Batman movies, you know, for like the Christian Bale era, was that they made those movies like very realistic, like if it
Yes.
almost was like something that's happening. And it's
Yeah.
funny because the stuff that's happening in San Francisco right now, people are calling it the new Gotham City in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. Well, I mean, you know, we have a lot of money in SF, man. You
Yeah.
know that,
Yeah.
you know, so you know, you could have someone like that, you know, especially because we have a lot of vagrants rolling around SF.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I mean? Like doing some out of pocket stuff, man, you know. So,
Uh-huh.
you know,
Yeah.
you never know, man.
And I love in this movie, I love his car, you know, that car that he had, the
Oh
Batmobile.
yeah. Oh
Um,
yeah.
they made it look so sick in this movie. Oh
Yeah.
man, I was just like, dude, I want one of those. You know, like that
Yeah.
thing.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like
Yeah,
especially in this one, he you know how it detaches to become the bike.
yeah, exactly.
So it's the bike, but it goes into the car. It's crazy.
Yeah,
A lot of
yeah,
the tech in these movies was cool. You know what I
right,
mean?
right.
So this was a really good one.
Exactly, and the way that they wrote the script for like Joker on the other one, where they just made Joker. It was like such a cat and mouse game, and they made the Joker like the things that he was coming up with, the way he was doing it is just like brilliant. Like you would never think
Yeah.
of that to do stuff like that. Like the scene where they locked him up and he actually wanted to be locked up, Joker.
Yep.
But he had placed a bomb inside that other guy's, like, you know, inside the
The
other
cell
guy's, like,
phone.
yeah,
Yep.
the cell phone
Right
bomb. Oh,
inside his stomach.
exactly. Like, dude, who would think of stuff like that? Like, I mean, that's only like Joker. Like, you know what I mean? The
That's what I
Joker.
mean. And not only that, man, just if you actually think about what the Joker stood for,
Uh-huh.
it's pretty crazy. Like, you know, you could consider him a villain, but
Yeah.
he was actually standing for things that wasn't really out of pocket.
Right. Exactly.
You
Exactly.
know what I mean?
Care about the money. Like, he was burning the money.
Exactly. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. It's pretty impressive stuff.
Yeah.
You
For him,
know,
it was just all about a cat. Like, he really wanted to take out Batman, so like a cat and mouse game with him
but
and
he
Batman.
really didn't. That's the thing. He really didn't. He wanted to play off Batman. You know,
Oh yeah, yeah. I see
he
what you're
didn't
saying.
even want to take him out. You know, he actually considered him. You know, we're the same.
Right, right,
You
right.
just look at it different. You know, you look at it like you're helping law enforcement and everything. I look at it like I don't. You know, like he was just very like, nah, I don't need to help them. Why do I need to help them out?
Right,
You know,
right.
because he didn't even want to help out the mob.
Yeah,
Joker, remember?
exactly.
He
Exactly.
said, if you're good at something, you should get paid to do it.
Exactly.
I agree with that 1,000-fold. You know, Joker was out for him.
Oh
So
yeah.
I ain't mad at the Joker, man. I am not. I was like, man, yeah, as I grow up, I actually start to relate a lot more with the Joker. Like, man, he actually had everything here, man.
Oh yeah.
He
Would
wasn't about government, wasn't about he was about him. You know
would,
what I
would
mean?
would you say that Joker is your favorite Batman villain?
Yeah, for sure, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like I said, in these movies, for sure. You know what
Uh-huh.
I mean? Because
Yeah.
there was a lot of villains over time.
Oh, of course, of course.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
yeah.
I also like the one when they had Arnold as the Mr. It was a Mr.
Oh,
Freeze.
Mr. Freeze.
Freeze. And then
That was a good one.
it was and then they made it cool because they made it with Arnold and Poison Ivy, I believe, right?
Yeah, she was. Yeah, Uma Thurman, I believe.
Yeah, yeah. That
Yeah,
was a cool one. I like that one too. That was cool.
yeah. It really was a good one. I remember that. That
Those
was
are
a good
all.
one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like those classic ones are just so much better than today's. Because even like
Yeah.
even the one that remember Danny DeVito when he played the Penguin.
Oh yeah,
Oh man, dude, the way he acted as the Penguin, like he
yeah,
really also put himself in that role. He really
yeah.
was like the Penguin, like, and then
That's
his
what I mean.
just everything about it. He was that perfect Penguin. You know, he really was.
So would you say you like those Batman ones more than this one?
No,
Like these ones?
I'm saying that the new generation Batmans, I feel like the characters that they're not the actors are not really stepping into that character as much as those ones, like from back in the day.
Let me ask you this: have you watched the new Batman called The Batman? The one with the guy from Twilight.
No,
He's the new Batman. You didn't watch that one?
the last one I seen was with the new Joker, Joaquin Phoenix as the Joker.
Okay, so I never watched that one. I'm talking about the new Batman. Like there's a new Batman series out,
Oh,
and it's
really?
with the guy from Twilight. Yeah, they made him look very emo. You know what I mean? But
Uh-huh.
in that they had the new Penguin, and it's played by Colin Farrell.
Oh, okay. So
And they made him wear a suit to make him all big, you know.
Yeah.
But he was like, it was funny because they made him very mafia. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
okay.
Yeah. So the new, yeah, like that's why I was wondering if you've seen the new Batman. I saw it. You know, it was cool. Like a lot of the new generations, like, oh, you got to check this out. I was like, all right, I'll check it out.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, it was good, but it wasn't better than the ones I'm watching right now.
Right.
In my eyes, I'm like, these are way better.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
just the acting and everything. But you know, I thought the new one was pretty good. You know what I mean? I thought Colin Farrell played a great Penguin.
So how would you compare him to Danny DeVito's Penguin role?
I told you, way more serious, way more not like Danny DeVito's role is he was kind of goofy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was doing some out of pocket goofy stuff. They made Penguin in the new one, like I said, a little more mafia.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I got you. So they try to make the Penguin a little bit harder.
Yeah, like more realistic. They try to make everything more realistic in the new Batman movie.
Oh, okay.
Like everything a little more like realistic. Even what dude was driving, you know what I mean? He was driving it like a muscle car.
Oh, okay.
As his Batmobile.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, like a muscle car, an actual muscle car. I can't remember the actual make, but it was like old school, you know? And I was like, okay.
Let me ask you though. Did the Colin Farrell Penguin eat raw fish like Danny DeVito Penguin?
No, definitely not. Definitely not, man. Definitely not.
Colin Farrell ain't about that sushi life, man.
Well, he had it, like I said, wearing the whole bodysuit, the whole, kind of mask type thing, not the full mask, but you couldn't really tell it was Colin Farrell.
No, okay.
But he did a good job playing the Penguin for sure.
Yeah. He's a great actor, so definitely.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He did a good job playing the Penguin.
And I mean the Twilight guy, how did he do? Because he's, I mean,
he didn't do bad at all. Like, he did a good job. I'm not really a big Twilight fan. I didn't know much about it. Like I was dragged to see him one time. So this is not my type of, at that time, that's not my type of film. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like for vampires, I watched the whole Underworld series, with Kate Beckinsale. That vampire stuff is more in my eyes, vampires and werewolves.
Yeah,
I like that opposed to the Twilight series. Right. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, but
and then with the older ones too, how they had like Morgan Freeman. Those were such like classic characters that they had, in those, because Morgan Freeman was playing as like I forgot who he was in that, but I think he was in that movie.
In what?
In the Batman. In the Batman.
Oh yeah, he's actually he's
he was like his butler. Like
no, he's not the butler. He heads one of the divisions in Wayne Enterprises.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. He was the one that was trying to tell. He was trying to tell Batman not to connect all the cell phones together.
Exactly.
See everything. So he was really like, "Oh no, you shouldn't do this." But that was crazy. That whole part of that movie was really crazy too.
So he headed the division for him.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, well, the division that that Wayne would be like, hey, you know what, this will go under the radar. But yeah, Morgan Freeman was in that one for sure.
So from what I remember, because he told him not to do it, and if he said that if he did do it, he was going to quit on him or something, right? Was that?
Yeah, because that was in Dark Knight with the Joker, where he turned everyone's cell phone into a device to where you can hear everything and see everything, basically. It was like, it was called a sonar device. Pretty crazy. That's what I mean. That was back in like 2008. Like, damn, man, like that the technology, thinking of that, like, wow, where you could track and trace everyone just from the cell phone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know how they do in movies, they kind of portray what's going on in the future.
Oh yeah, that's all exactly what I was about to say. It was like, oh, that technology already exists anyway. They're just now trying to like bring it out there. Hey, this, like this could be a possibility, but it's already been a possibility. It's already been done.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. So.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
man,
a great movie.
for sure.
All right, moving on. Let's go through. You know what? I was gonna do the crypto prices, but I think. What do you think? Should we do crypto right now, or should we do the astrology first? Which one do you think?
Either one, man. They're both up my alley. You know what I mean? I love hearing astrology because I love that stuff. And
Okay,
crypto, that's wealth.
let's do.
All segments.
Let's let the people know the future before we do the crypto. Then
There we go.
we'll get into the astrology for the day for everybody to know. All right, my friends, we're gonna start off with the first house again, Aries. For today, you got January 10th, first house, Aries. Try not to overthink your relationships this morning. So,
Okay.
like I said, these are all going to be very brief, but yeah. So for me, I'm an Aries. So honestly, I just woke up myself, and I'm not been thinking about any relationships, so I'm good. But for all the other Aries out there, if today is one of those days where you're thinking about some kind of relationships, just don't overthink it, because us Aries, we definitely tend to overthink things. But at the end of the day, I feel like everything just plays out the way it's supposed to play out anyway, and Aries, I feel like fire signs in general, like we know how to kind of create our reality in a way, and we definitely are able to kind of take the punches as they come, but we're able to veer away from them and steer clear of a lot of negativity and stuff like that. So that's my Aries. Let's go on to Taurus. For January 10th, the Gemini moon forms a harsh connection with Venus, your planetary ruler, this morning. So that one, I don't know. Take it as it is. It sounds like it's not really a positive thing for Taurus. Maybe be careful today, just with what you're doing in general. That's kind of what I'm taking from that one. Let's move on to the twins. Gemini. Luna continues to move through your sign today, so it's putting extra focus on you. So, from what I can take from that, if you're getting extra focus, ask for that raise, Gemini. Get a raise. Moving on to Cancer today. Give peace and quiet priority treatment as the Gemini moon and Venus align. So Cancer, if you've been running around, if you've been doing a lot of crazy things, you gotta prioritize a little bit peace and quiet in your life. So do some meditation, go and spend some time with nature, and I think that will be the best thing for you guys today, according to your astrology. And then my Leos, my Jay, you a Leo?
Hell yeah.
So this pertaining to you, remember that sometimes in order to move mountains, you must upset your balance. What do you take from that?
I'll take that.
Remember,
You know me, I'm a very balanced person.
yeah.
So I always got to make sure I'm in balance, especially with cooking, eating, everything,
Uh-huh.
Obviously I'm very money driven, so I got to always make sure, I keep everything balanced with that,
Mm-hmm.
so.
So if it says right here, it says, remember that sometimes in order to move mountains, you must upset your balance. So it's
That's what I
saying
mean. So
right?
that's what I mean. So the fact that I'm always balanced with everything,
Uh-huh.
I gotta be very focused in, you know what, I can do this a little more than that, and then it'll become balanced. Like you said, in order to move mountains, it's like playing chess, you
Right.
know. I may
Right.
have to do this one a little more to get this one up after. It won't be at the same time. That's what I mean. So
So sometimes
yeah.
it's basically, from what I take, is like sometimes you have to unbalance yourself a little bit just to get what you want, to get that balance back again in your life.
Exactly. Like yeah. Or even not to get the bounce back, to go higher.
No, to go higher, yeah. To
Yeah,
go higher.
that's what I mean. Like to really, okay, I'm gonna make this move. So this is gonna go on the back burner, but then I know that will raise after I make this move. Like,
Right.
it's just like I said, it's chess, man, not
Right.
checkers.
That's all it is. That's all it is.
Yes.
Checkmate. Checkmate. All right. Anyway, let's move on to Virgos. Our best friends, Virgos, don't
My
negotiate
cusp.
boundaries. If doing so leads to discomfort. So, for what I take from that, don't negotiate on your boundaries if doing so leads to discomfort. So, I guess I don't know if you're negotiating today, or if you're like, I guess even like a meeting type thing. I would say don't do anything that's going to make you uncomfortable. But just kind of stick to more of your comfort level today. That's kind of what I'm getting from the Virgo one.
That's my cusp. Makes
Right.
sense.
moving
Makes a
on
lot
to
of sense.
Moving on to Libra. Thank your body for supporting you through highs and lows. So Libra, yeah, definitely. I feel like today, kind of from what it sounds like, you guys are going to be feeling good. Your bodies especially. So be thankful today. Be thankful that you're living your life, that you woke up to another day, and that it's a blessed day. And you're gonna and for all the support that you guys have from the universe and from God. So shout out to Libras. Next up is Scorpios. Take time to collect your thoughts before making significant moves. So Scorpios, like I said, my ex-wife is a Scorpio, and I definitely know that you guys tend to overthink a little bit, but take time to collect your thoughts this time before making a significant move. So basically, if you do have any kind of significant move coming up, just think about it first on this one and do it according to the way that you are going to process that thought. So collect your thoughts. Sagittarius, the heart may feel tender for reasons you don't fully understand. So you guys are going to be emotional today. I got my wife is a Sagittarius. Like I said, my whole family is Sagittarius. So I got to be careful because if I talk to my family, they might be very emotional. So
Very emotional. Be
yeah,
careful what you say.
exactly. Be careful if you guys have anybody that you know is a Sagittarius. Just when you're talking to them today, be super
Minimal.
loving and yeah, and
Super
don't
minimal.
minimal and don't do anything that's gonna make them more tender than they are because their heart is already feeling tender. Moving on to Capricorn. Notice if your body and mind have been detaching from one another, darling Capricorn. So yeah, sometimes I think with Capricorn, you guys tend to kind of space out a little bit. So basically, just be aware when you guys are spacing out and just kind of put that into notice that you put yourself back into reality by giving that notice that you are detaching from the body and mind. That's kind of what I get with that one. And then we got Aquarius next. Aquarius, you may feel disenchanted by your surroundings. So yeah, I don't know, Aquarius, if you're in some kind of surrounding that you're not happy in or that you don't feel comfortable in, or maybe today you'll be put in a situation that you may feel uncomfortable. So that's just giving you guys a little heads up that Aquarius, you guys you're a little bit more prone today to be in a situation that is not going to be in your favor. That's kind of what I'm taking from that one. Last but not least, we got our Pisces. You wear your heart on your sleeve often, so it may now be a good time to practice. That's what that says. Um, I don't know. What do you take out of that one, Jay? You
Emotional folks, man.
just emotional, right? So it looks
They're
and
Pisces is the most emotional, man. They're that water. They're just emotional people, man. More
exactly.
than anything.
And I feel because the way I'm reading these horoscopes also is
Uh-huh.
it goes in order by like the houses. So
Yeah.
because Aquarius and Pisces kind of both have a very similar,
Yeah.
it's all about emotion. I feel like the moon and whatever planetary system like Venus has aligned in your guys's charts, that's going to bring out that emotion more because of that fact. So just be careful, you guys, Aquarius and Pisces, with your emotions today, because it looks like you guys will be a little bit more emotional with the way that the planets are aligned in your guys' signs.
I can see that.
Yes. Yeah, and that's astrology for us today.
That's always good.
Yep. So moving on, let's go to the next subject. We got crypto, our wealth segment.
Yes,
Crypto
that's
today.
always winning. Always winning.
Yeah. Crypto today is actually doing a little bit better. So far it has held up the pricing of 92,000 because it went down to 92,000 and it has held up. It has not gone past. It has not gone down. It has not. It has not broken that support level and it has just been kind of fluctuating. So we got Bitcoin today. It actually raised to 94,754. So you're at 94,000 right now at Bitcoin. It went up 2.98%. The global crypto market in whole is at 331 trillion, which actually is up 2.86 increase over the last day. So it looks like it is going up. And what's crazy is that the fear and greed index is actually looking like it's fearful right now. It's going down from just the last couple of days where you were almost at greed, but right now it's at neutral, but almost at the orange, which would start signaling fear. So to me, the way I can tell you guys what happened when you got a fear and greed chart like this, what's happening is that the last 2 or 3 days, or actually no, the last 7 days, Bitcoin has really been going down and crashing, and I feel like a lot of positions have been liquidated. A lot of people, when there's greed, is because a lot of people are putting up all these, like, day traders. They're putting up trades and they're using leverage. So basically with leverage, you're if it goes down, you're basically going to be leveraged out of your position really quick because you're using that kind of leverage, depending on how much you're using of the leverage. But it looks like a lot of people over the last 7 days got liquidated out of their positions, and I feel like this is causing the fear factor now. But that's not a bad thing, because when there's fear in the market, then the people that are holding on, the diamond hands like Jay and me, that's going to bring everything up, because markets need to go down in order for them to go up to higher levels than they have before. So it's always good to have corrections in the market. As long as it's not crashing to like 70 or less, then it looks like everything's still, the bull market, the bull run is still on, and we're going higher. It's just a matter of time. Like I said, if we break over 100,000 again, I don't see us going back down, because this looks like we're pretty much 10 days away from inauguration of Trump, and they're very pro crypto. So everything will be going higher and higher after this is coming up. Our second biggest altcoin, Ethereum, we're at 32.7 right now. So we're at a 24-hour gain of 1%. It has gone up a little bit as well. And yeah, that's pretty much what I'm going to talk about crypto today. Just also the Bitcoin dominance. You got 56%, 11% for Ethereum. So let's move on. Did you have anything about crypto that you want to state, Jay?
No, it's just funny how we say crashing and it's at like 92,000. Like, it's never gonna dip below 90, obviously. So but like that's what I mean. Like, I remember the days, oh, it's crashing, and it was like it dropped from 50 to like 45. I remember days remember the COVID days where, oh my God, it's crashing. It went from like literally 20 to $4,000, I believe. It got to $4,000.
Right.
And then look what it's at now. Like, exactly. Oh, it's crashing.
Right.
So it's just crazy. We use the term crashing, and like crashing at like 92, like 92,000. Crashing? Yep. Wow, that's crazy.
Now that we're talking about the whole crash, I just remembered something from yesterday that I seen. So I seen an episode. I think it was like a TikTok episode. And the Simpsons, they actually made a prediction, and what the prediction was on the Simpsons was that Bitcoin crash. This is like not right now, but later on in life, Bitcoin crashes and it goes down to like $1. And guess who took over Bitcoin as like that Bitcoin?
Who?
XRP.
No way.
This is
in the Simpsons.
In the Simpsons, this was the prediction that Bitcoin crashes to $1, and XRP was actually the one that took over Bitcoin dominance and became the new.
And when did this come out? When did this episode come out? I need to see this myself. I haven't seen this.
Okay,
I need to see this, because like the Simpsons are spot on with a lot of stuff, man.
I know.
But I don't see that happening. But man,
but that's what I'm saying, because now with the whole XRP and what's happening with XRP, do you see that I mean, you can give it some kind of a chance, right?
No,
not at all.
No, XRP is going to do its own thing, but but I don't see Bitcoin going down to a top. That's kind of funny,
Right.
Like I just I don't see Bitcoin ever going down to that ever. I'm wondering when that was made, that episode. That's kind of crazy.
I got it pulled up right here. I'm going to show you. I'm going to
just tell me what. Don't play it. You know what I mean, for other purposes. But
I can play it. It won't be without any sound, so it'll be okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so we can show the.
Just tell me when it aired. That's what I'm curious about.
I'm trying to look, because it's right here. It might say on this video what episode it was and all, but let me check this out.
I'm wondering if it was during COVID time.
Yeah, damn. Oh yeah, it doesn't. Oh no, it doesn't. It doesn't say the exact episode, the name of it. But let me get into this with you guys. I want to show you this. All right, you can see this, Jay, right? This
Yeah,
video.
yeah.
Okay. Okay,
I'm
here.
curious.
So let's see what's happening right here. Hopefully this is the episode. Yeah, yeah. Oh, you know what? This is actually. Oh, it's never mind. I can't show you guys. This is gonna be like a 10-minute thing. I'm not gonna.
Oh, it's
We're not
okay.
gonna do this for 10 minutes. But yeah,
I
basically,
just yeah. I
yeah.
just need
I
to
see.
know the episode and when it aired. That's what
Yeah.
I'm curious about.
Yeah, yeah, and I seen this episode. Not the episode, but I seen this actual whole like little thing that they did, and yeah, it's definitely showing. It's a prediction. If it's gonna come true or not, who knows? But Simpsons have been on point with a lot of stuff, so I'm not gonna. Basically, what I'm trying to tell the people, what I'm trying to tell the average day Joe's community, is
Yeah.
that invest in XRP.
I have
You
my
know what I mean?
XRP. I have a lot of it, so I ain't mad at that.
You know, this is our wealth segment, and I definitely feel XRP has been, it's been one of those really tarnished coins back in the day, and everybody thought
Yeah,
that it wasn't going to do anything because of all the lawsuits. But with the latest Trump meeting and XRP that they had a meeting, and now XRP is going to be a digital payment. Like they're pretty much trying to make it as the digital payment for the U.S. for
yeah,
crypto. So
yeah,
Bitcoin, I think will always have its place because it's basically valued as digital gold.
yep,
And the beauty about it, because I know a lot of people are like, oh, they're always like, but it's what is it like? You know what I mean? Like, why? What's the utility of Bitcoin? And the utility is that with the blockchain and Bitcoin, you, as opposed to gold, like let's say that your country goes into war, and let's
yeah,
say you're a wealthy person and you have all this gold. How are you going to take all this gold and move it with you, especially in times of like war
yeah,
or some kind of like natural disaster? You're going to
yeah,
lose that gold, and that's the beauty of Bitcoin is you could put it on a ledger. You can keep that with you anywhere you go. It's like a small little tiny piece of hardware. You keep that with you, and you can literally go to any other country, plug it into a computer, and you have all the wealth still there. And that's why it's digital gold, because you can transfer it from
yeah.
one place to another with very minimal. You literally just have to remember either your pass key, or you just have to
Yeah.
have the ledger and just hold it on you. You know,
I love
you
my ledger.
yeah, you have ledger. You know a little bit about that, so
I love my ledger, man. That
right,
thing
right,
is the thing is when you transfer everything onto your ledger and it's a cold wallet, no one knows what you have.
exactly,
No
exactly,
one. Turn it off, can't be hacked.
right.
Yeah, it's
Right.
awesome. I love my ledger.
Exactly, and that also brings a good point that everybody's super fearful of this whole like quantum computing thing and what's going to be happening, because
Yeah.
quantum computers, they're going to be able to break the passcodes and all this
Yep.
other thing. Which one thing I do, from what I understand, is that Bitcoin is still relative. The way that Bitcoin it was set up, that it's still relatively safe from quantum computing,
Yeah.
but that's only probably the beginning of quantum computing, because as quantum
Yeah.
computing advances, I do feel like Bitcoin will it's going to be somewhat in danger of maybe getting hacked later on in life, but that's still not for a long time. And
Yeah.
that's why I feel like having a ledger really does benefit, because if you have a ledger, you can unplug from the internet,
Yep.
and no quantum
No one
computer
knows. Yep.
is be able to touch that money, or
That's
that
what I
crypto.
mean. No one knows it exists.
Exactly,
It's the
exactly.
best part
So
of my ledger. That's why I got a ledger.
right, exactly. And
Yeah.
was it easy for you to set up and like transfer everything into the ledger? How
Yeah.
was the use on that?
It was easy, but it took a little time.
It did.
I'm sure as they come out with more ledgers that it's going to make it a lot easier, but it takes a little time, you
Okay.
know, because you have to, to transfer, you have to have, you have to get the address, and then
Uh-huh.
the address, you got to put it into the address. Like, yeah, it's a little process, but you do it with each because it's different for each coin,
Right, right.
different for each one. There's like a different way to do for each one. So
Okay.
it's not like the same routine. It's different for each one. So it takes a little bit.
Okay.
But
So
as soon as
so
it's on it, you're good. Gold.
right, right. So would you say, if I was a 65-year-old person and I wanted to set up my ledger and put like and transfer my Bitcoin from like, from like my account on
Uh-huh.
whatever on to on the Coinbase to a ledger,
Yeah.
would I need to call my son or daughter or somebody younger to help me with that, or would I, as
I
a
mean,
6-year-old person, be able to do something like that?
if you're an OG cat and you already know about Bitcoin and have it on the computer, you could probably follow the instructions to do it.
Yeah, yeah,
That's what I would think. If you don't, yeah, like if you don't know how to even, it really depends how tech savvy you are.
right, right.
Because if you don't know how to do any of that stuff, then yeah, you would probably have to call a family member that's younger that understands.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Because it's not like I said, if it's just Bitcoin, maybe then but if like I said, every thing is different.
Right.
Transferring it, it's all different.
Have you seen on the market any new kind of ledgers that are much more easier to use, or are they all pretty much kind of the same way?
Like so they've been promoting me the new one of mine. Like so I have, like you said, mine's a little one, like it looks like a USB thing, my ledger, and it's got the digital screen on it.
Uh-huh.
So it's cool, but the new one of mine is like, it looks like a little, like, remember the Palm Trio?
Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah.
That's what it looks like. And so like I don't have it yet, but I'll probably upgrade to that. But it looks like I could do everything from, like, it's got the touchscreen and everything. So
Oh, nice. So it's like a tablet now.
yeah, but it's like the Palm Trio, exactly.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
like yeah,
Oh, that's
hopefully
cool.
I'll be able to do more stuff from it, because when I have to update mine, I got to plug it in the computer, update the firmware, just make sure everything's crisp.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Right.
yeah,
Did you just snort? I heard something.
yeah. What are you doing? What are you
He's like,
doing?
oh, like he woke himself up with that snort.
Exactly.
Oh,
You be smart. What are you doing? Say hi. Say hi to the people. Say hi to the people.
there.
Oh, say hi to the
Kiss.
people.
Yeah, I just want to give you a kiss. That's about it. Really.
Yeah. Say hi to the people. Yes. To the
There.
people. Yeah, he woke himself up. You're right.
That's
He be doing that a lot, man.
does he?
He sleeps like a human being, bro.
I know. Yeah. So
Like
I don't.
usually when he's knocked out, he's on his back and it's all like that.
Yeah,
When
yeah,
I'm doing stuff, like he's on his side, it's kind of funny.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've seen your dog do this too. But like for instance, my cat, I can tell when they're having like a nightmare or a bad dream
Yeah.
because they're sleeping and then they start like shaking and like doing these.
Well, they
crazy.
start shaking. That's why, like earlier, I was like, he was like, yeah, he was shaking. He was making a noise. And I was like, you all right? That's what I mean. He always be having random dreams, bro. Sometimes his legs, he'll be like he's running in the dream, like climbing a tree, like
he's probably
it's
chasing.
crazy.
He's like chasing tires or tennis balls in his dreams and stuff.
Exactly.
Oh wow.
That's kind of funny.
All right, guys, let's move on to our next segment. We just finished our wealth segment, and now I want to give you guys the weather for today because, like we said earlier, a lot of you guys are not in the warm right now. You guys are in the cold winter storms. So I'm just going to go over briefly some temperatures with you guys really quick, just to let you guys know if you are traveling somewheres. Like I said, we're blessed out here on the West Coast. We're at 62. If you're traveling down and you want the warmest part of California, you got to go to San Diego. You'll be at 68. On the East Coast, if you wanted to get out of the winter cold, because it looks like it's gripping you guys all the way down into Georgia. And then Florida pretty much is the one place where it looks like it's already starting to not be so cold. I forgot to share the screen with you guys for this map. Let me share that screen. There we go. So yeah, here we go. Florida, yeah, 58. Jacksonville, if you're in Miami and you want to be in the nice weather, 71. That's also the hottest temperature of the United States. I don't have Hawaii pulled up, so maybe Hawaii could be a little warmer. But as of the mainland, Miami, you guys will be the hottest. Also, if you're down in Texas at the very end by Corpus Christi, you guys will be in the 50 as well. So that's the only kind of mild area of the Midwest area. Besides that, all of Texas is in a really cold grip right now. Dallas, you're at 35. Seattle, 48. New York, again, you guys are in the 30s. Probably even going up to the 40s in some parts like Boston. And Chicago, 29. Albuquerque, you guys are going to be at 38 today. And Phoenix at 42. Flagstaff at 42. Phoenix, you guys are pretty mild today. You guys are going to be in the 60s, so 62. And I'm going to give also a shout out because our boys there, Utah, 38 degrees. So you are above freezing, but you are cold. You are going to be cold. Just FYI.
That's funny. That is funny, man. That is funny.
last but not least, I'm going to go over Denver. You guys are going to be at 42 today, so that's the weather report for you guys. Let's move on. Just let you guys know in case you guys do travel. So let's see what else we got for the people today. Yeah, do you have any travel plans anywhere for the weekend? You doing anything over the weekend or no?
No, I got you know me. I'd be making my money, but I got to get prepped. I want to go to Tahoe soon, so
Yeah, definitely.
I want to get a couple new tires on my Hummer before I go. You know, because I get the all-terrain, all-weather tires, so I
Right,
want to
right.
make sure I get a couple. Yeah, because my two front ones are a little, they're a little worn. So my back ones are fine, but I want to make sure my two front ones are cool, brand new tread, brand new everything, so I don't, so I can mob through the snow very easy. So
Definitely, definitely.
yeah,
All right. Yeah,
that'll
I'm
be
not.
soon.
I don't have any real plans either. I'm just so just for the people, we want you guys to know that we are doing our shows Monday through Friday live at 2 p.m. That specific time. Over the weekend, we're not going to do a live show, but we are gonna have videos for you guys on
Shorts.
Saturday. We're gonna do a segment with Jay, and that's gonna be Chef with Jeff. That's gonna be our segment. So he's gonna show you guys his cooking skills and
Oh
also
yeah,
his
all day.
meal prep a little bit for the gym and and everything else for just health wise because our core values health, wealth, and happiness. So with the whole cooking segment, it's basically going to tie into the whole health segment because
Yeah,
Jay, when he cooks, he's a healthy cooker. Everything he eats
yeah.
is pretty much he doesn't really go out and do the whole fast food thing. So
Nope.
yeah, so definitely we're gonna have a whole health segment, but it's gonna be Chef with Jeff,
I
and
love
then
cooking.
yeah, yeah. Wait, how did you even like? Did you just like one day pick up like some pans and were like, yeah, I'm gonna cook myself, and it
Uh-huh.
just turned into a hobby for you?
That's literally what you do. I think that's what everyone does cooking, man. And then you have to learn balance, how much spices to use, to me, I'm a cook that timing is everything. As long as
Yeah,
I have the time, I'm good. You know what
right,
I mean? Like there's a
right.
lot of cooks that will be like, "Oh, let me just see." I'm not one of those people. I need to know the exact time. So I just started trying everything, cooking, and it's like, okay, that's a little too long. I gotta shorten that up. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Okay, like yeah, I like doing everything by time because I feel everything comes out perfect if you know the
Okay.
time,
So you
you
basically
know?
trial and error, and you got it to perfection.
Yes. Exactly.
Okay.
Trial and error, you know what I mean? You're gonna mess up a few times, it's just exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just practice makes perfect. Honestly, that's
Right,
cooking. Honestly, and then you start diving into new things. Hey, man, I've perfected these. Let's try this out. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
so if I ever did go out to a restaurant, whenever I do, like for some occasion, I will never ever buy anything that I can cook.
Oh, really? So you
I
literally are
love
like,
my own cooking.
okay,
I think my cooking is superior. So if I go out, I will order something that I don't cook.
I got you, I got you. That makes sense.
Yes.
That's why when me and you going out, we eating sushi.
I don't cook I don't cook sushi. I don't think I'll ever want to learn. I'll
Right,
just go and enjoy it, and this is fantastic.
right.
That's one thing I could definitely indulge in because I have no desire to cook it.
I know, I know.
Or even roll it. You have to use the little thing to like, man,
Yeah, that looks really hard. I mean, because when we
it
order,
does.
even if there's like really nobody in the restaurant, like it takes them like 20 minutes just to get our order.
Minimum, and we're watching like, oh damn, it's like
Exactly, exactly.
that's what
That's
I
really like
mean.
that's like really like a talented
Yeah.
like thing for these like you got to bring in like specialty people from like Japan to
Oh
be
yeah.
able to do stuff like that.
That and you gotta learn how to cut the fish. You know what I mean? Like it has to be superior cut. You don't want to give someone like because like you don't want to give someone the wrong piece.
Right, right,
You got to cut off a lot of the stuff that it's definitely that's something I pay
right.
for
You
sure.
know, have you ever tried or wanted to try? I don't even know if you can get in the U.S. Maybe you can in like in like the Japanese town or something, Japantown out here. But I've always wanted to try the puffer fish. Have you heard about that?
Yeah, isn't one in like 60 fatal,
It
something
used to
like
be. I
that?
think they're getting better now.
Oh,
I think
okay.
it's like 1 in 100 now.
Blowfish, right? Isn't it
Yeah,
blowfish?
both, yeah,
Yeah. So I think 1 in 60 was fatal before.
yeah. Definitely. Because from what I read in Japan, they serve it, but you have
Yeah,
to be like a special certified
yeah,
chef
of
to
course.
cut the fish, the way it is.
Because it's if you give the wrong piece, bye,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
bad. Like I have honestly no desire to try it. So
No, I
I
heard it's like really good though. Like it's a really tender type of fish, and it
I
gives you some kind of like tingling feeling after you eat it because it has that toxin in it type thing.
you know I
It'll kill you.
I love the fishes I get here, man. I can
Uh,
stick with my, with the stuff I order here, and I'm fine. I have no desire to be like, hey, let me get some blowfish. Like I have no desire to.
you,
I rather enjoy the stuff I order here.
no, I
You
know.
know.
And who knows though? Because maybe in the future, if we ever go to Japan, we might have a sriracha bowl with some of that blowfish in it. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's dude, chirashi bowl all day, man. I'll take that all day with some sashimi. What any of it, that's fine with me. But blowfish, I don't desire to be like, hey, I feel like some blowfish. Even with like octopus, squid, I'm
Yeah,
like, I don't really crave it. If it's there, I'll eat it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's not one of my favorites.
Right. You know what is like? It's a little like out of pocket, like where people kind of like it's like a 50-50 with people. But
What?
for me personally, I love it, and that's a eel.
He was all right, and that's what I mean. Like I'm not craving it, but if it's there, I'll eat it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know
But
what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna go out of my way and be like, hey, I'm craving some eel. Like
yeah, I mean, but you can say it definitely has a very distinct taste. It doesn't taste
it
like any
does.
other type of fish or nothing like
It,
that.
it definitely does.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. Like so, I'll go out of my way and I'll say, I feel like some spicy tuna.
Uh-huh.
I
Uh-huh.
feel like salmon. I feel, you know what I mean? There's times where I feel like that, but
Right.
for like eel and those things, like I'm not craving it. Like I said, some squid, I'm not craving it. I'm not craving octopus. You know what I mean? Like I'm not. If it's there, cool.
Right.
Chef choice. Like chirashi bowl,
Yeah.
whatever the specials are, they put it in. I'm like, hey, cool, let's go.
Yeah.
But I'm
Yeah.
not gonna go out of my way and be like, hey, can I get that? I'm not one of those
Yeah.
people.
Definitely. Definitely.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with a sriracha bowl and some sake.
Uh, uh, that's funny. Yeah, you do like the sake. That's right. That is correct.
Again, and the thing with sake too is because they serve it warm if you want it,
Yeah.
and like there's no really any other alcoholic drinks that you could drink warm like that, and that thing really like warms you up inside.
Why not? You can't have a hot toddy?
What is that? I don't even know what that is.
It's for when you're in the cold, bro. You know what I mean?
I mean, I'm from Poland. In my country, we just drink vodka and it gets us warm.
You're right. That's a whole nother segment, though, man. We could have a segment about about drinks and stuff, man. That's kind of funny.
So yeah. Anyway, so Saturday, like I said, we're not going to be doing live Saturday, Sunday, but we will have Chef Jeff
Shorts.
episode. He's a cook.
Shorts,
So
for sure.
Yep.
We're gonna have all the shorts, dude, because we have a lot of shorts to post.
Yeah, we got a lot of shorts. We're definitely every day we're going to be posting for you guys. We want you guys to see us what we're doing in the gym. If you guys ever want, because that is part of also the health segment. So when you guys see us at the gym, every day when we post, we're basically doing a different muscle group. So we're and that way, what you guys see that we're doing the shorts. Literally, we're taking clips from almost every exercise that we're doing. So if you guys ever go to the gym or you ever wanted to go to the gym, you can literally just look at our shorts and see what we're doing on that day.
Yeah.
We're focusing on the same muscle group, but it's just different exercises from the same muscle group.
Yeah.
So you guys can kind of mimic that if you kind of wanted to go to the gym, but you didn't know what to start on or what to do. Just look at our videos, watch our videos, and you'll be able to see.
That's what we're here for.
Exactly.
That's
And
what
then
we're
if
here
you guys
for.
have any questions, just ask us. We'll be able to help you and answer any of your questions about anything, literally anything. We got four decades of experience, me and Jay together, and we've been there, we've done that, and just ask us. We're there for you guys. Also on Sunday, our other video, what we do is going to be my segment, and it's going to be with my wife. We're going to be dating. We're going to go on dates. We want to show you guys around California. This is such a beautiful state, and before it all burns down, we want to show you guys what it's about.
Come on, man.
It feels like that, bro. It feels like that. It's always
crazy, man.
But that being said, we're gonna do a segment with my wife, and that segment we're gonna call it Date with Kate, my wife Kate. So yeah, it's gonna be Chef with Jeff on Saturday. Tune into that, and then Sunday we're gonna have Date with Kate, and we're gonna show you guys, some things going around.
I'll take it for sure.
Yep.
Got to showcase Cali, like I said, like you said, it's one of the most beautiful areas in the world, man. My Airbnb, I get guests from all around the world.
Yeah.
And they come here and they're like, wow, man, like they're fascinated.
Exactly.
SF is just one of the best looking places in the world. The world. Right. That's from everyone from around the world telling me that. So
exactly.
we definitely got to showcase everywhere around here. It's fascinating, especially with our hills.
Yeah.
It's all fascinating, man.
I remember back in the day, I went back to my country to to visit my fam out there.
Oh yeah.
And I took some of my friends that I have out there to the movies, and at that time, that movie The Rock was playing.
Oh, one of my favorites.
Nicolas Cage.
Oh yeah. One of that'll be on sometime soon.
Right.
That's one of my favorites for sure.
Right. And the cool thing about that movie was that like when they were like launching the missiles, it actually showed a very like good portion of the bay, the Golden Gate.
Of course.
It showed the city. So my friends that were watching with me, they're like, is that what your city looks like? Like they were amazed. You know what I mean?
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, in that movie, it showed everything. Alcatraz, the piers, Palace of Fine Arts, Russian Hill, Nob Hill. Like, you remember they were driving through in the Hummer, just running over everything? Man, that is SF. Like, you're seeing everything in that. Yeah. That was one of my favorite movies right there. Man. Shout out.
Sean Connery and Nicolas Cage, they did a really good job on that movie.
R.I.P. man, Sean Connery, one of my favorite actors ever, man. Original James Bond right there, bro.
James Bond,
you can't beat that, man. You know what I mean?
Hey, I love them in that movie with Catherine Zeta-Jones. Do you remember the name of that movie? I forgot.
Entrapment.
Oh, dude, that
Come
movie.
On, man.
Oh man, what a freaking movie, man.
Oh yeah, man. That was excellent.
Yeah.
That was later in his life too.
Exactly, and he still did
30 years.
Job,
Oh, he did an excellent job, man. He's or like I said, original James Bond right there, man.
James Bond, yep.
You can't get vodka martini, shaken not stirred, bro.
Exactly.
I'm still tripping out. You don't know what a hot toddy is, man. Come on, bro. You've never had a hot toddy?
I've heard of it before, but I don't know what it is. I don't know.
Huh?
I don't go to the bars like that. You know what I mean?
I know. Well, I worked at the club scene, but no, it's just popular in like Tahoe, cold places.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So what is it a mixture of? What is it?
It's like very, very hot water, like tea, like hot water with like lemon, honey, whiskey, little juice.
So it's whiskey. Whiskey's the main.
Yeah. So that's the main thing is whiskey in it, or you could do bourbon, but but mostly, most people do whiskey.
So you said you guys they put honey in it as well?
Yeah, exactly. Put honey, put lemon. You could have your own little twist. You could add a little juice. You know what I mean? Depending on how you wanna serve it.
Right.
But that's very popular up. Like where it's cold.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Right. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So you tried it before?
Oh yeah, for sure. That's old school, bro. It's really old school. Like I'm not into hot drinks, honestly. Like I'll have my coffee and tea, cool, you know what I mean? But for the most part, I even like coffee cold better.
Yeah.
I'd rather have an iced coffee.
Right.
You know what I mean? And even an iced tea. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. I run very hot.
Yeah.
So to me, I like, even when I'm in the cold, hey, just give me a Red Bull vodka. We're good. Like on top. So on top of the mountain, they have the bar on top, at Heavenly. Just give me some Red Bull vodkas. We going straight. You remember? Going straight down.
Oh, I know.
I don't need the hot drinks. I've had them, but to me, I run hot, so I like cold drinks.
Right. Well, that's
man.
I run hot too, and I think that's because we're fire signs. That's my personal.
Good point. Very good point. That's a very good point.
Yeah, but I definitely run hot too. I remember even growing up, I would when I was 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah,
I would always run hot, and it was funny because my dad would love to take naps, and he'd be like, "Yo, son, come take a nap with me because you're super hot and it's cold in Poland. I need a heater." So I was like his natural heater type thing,
Oh yeah. Oh, I bet it's cold in Poland, man. I've never been, so I bet that's like negative temperatures, huh?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, it depends what parts of Poland too, because like where I'm from a city called Gdynia, which is like right
Uh-huh.
on the Baltic coast. So just like any place, the oceans kind of moderate temperatures.
Uh-huh.
So in the winter, it doesn't get as cold as like interior Poland, but
Uh-huh.
then in the summer, it doesn't get as hot as interior Poland as well. So
So
I
okay, so it's regulated. Okay.
kind of like out here, where we're at right
Okay.
now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but like Warsaw or like Krakow, which is closer to the mountains, those
Uh-huh.
places can get like negatives and get really cold. I mean,
Yeah.
we're like right next to Russia and stuff, so it's definitely it can get kind of cold out there.
Oh, it's bordering Russia?
It does border
Kind of?
Russia, but a very small chunk of Russia. I think it's called Kaliningrad or something like that.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
Russia,
I didn't even know.
yeah, like Russia is they super smart because they wanted a little bit of access to the Baltic so that they can do what
Yeah.
they got to do. So they literally.
Oh.
So if you look at a map of Poland, like at the
Uh-huh.
very top right corner of Poland,
Yeah.
Russia took a little chunk of it and called it theirs.
Strategic here. I get it. I
Exactly.
get it. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, but then right after that little chunk of Poland, then you still have those other previous USSR countries like Latvia, Lithuania. So
Oh.
before you actually have mainland Russia,
Oh,
you
okay.
actually
Oh,
have
okay. Okay.
you have a couple countries that are buffering Russia and Poland, except for like
Got
one
it.
piece of Russia.
Got it.
Yeah,
Okay. That's interesting.
yeah. That's
Strategy right there. I
history
get
at
it.
its finest. Cool. All right, moving on. We're gonna move on today to our conspiracy theory of the day. And
Oh, I
today,
wonder what it is today. I'm
I didn't
curious.
tell you today because I wanted you to be like, all right, let's see what he got.
I'm curious. I'm curious.
And I'm playing off of your conspiracy theory from yesterday. If you guys weren't here yesterday, we talked about giants. We were talking about this
Oh
guy on
yeah.
TikTok who saw a giant, and I'm
In
going off. Of
Canada. That
we were
was
talking,
Canadian, right?
yeah, the
Yeah, that was
Canadian
in Canada.
Andrew Dawson, I believe was his name.
Yeah.
So so my conspiracy theory of the day, I'm going off of yours yesterday a little bit,
Yeah.
but I'm not talking about giants as per se as humans. The giants that I want to talk about to you guys today is the trees that are among us that are giants. The trees that have been cut down and
Oh.
people mistaken them as pieces of rock where they're actually in pre there's a lot of speculation and conspiracy that these actually were giant trees that once existed among us. So I just want to show you guys what I'm talking about with this. Let me get into this. Let me share my
You
screen
talking
real
about
quick.
like Devil's Tower?
Exactly. You've seen Devil's Tower, right? Like the
Not in
pictures of it?
person.
Yeah, but like pictures of it,
It,
right?
it's
Yeah.
like petrified, isn't it?
That's what I'm saying. Dude, how can that not be an ancient tree stump? Like that looks literally like a tree stump. This is
That's what I would think. I don't see. I'm not I don't know much about that stuff, but it looks like it was like a tree that reached all the way to the damn sky,
that's what I'm saying.
know?
That's what I'm saying. And it's a fact. It's a fact that they've studied the levels of like oxygen on our
Uh-huh.
planet. And back in the day, this was probably even before humans, maybe not, but they had the whole planet, our planet, had a
Uh-huh.
lot more oxygen than it does today. We had a lot more oxygen. Things when there's more oxygen, then things tend to thrive and become bigger. So I'm not even talking about just trees, but I'm even talking about mushrooms that grow in the forests. These things used to be huge. It kind of like the best way I can portray this, in my opinion, with this conspiracy, is that, and especially because, like you mentioned, Jay, that movies they sometimes portray like what could be or what could have been.
Uh-huh.
I definitely see because of the oxygen levels that were on this planet back in the day
Uh-huh.
that we most likely had a very similar planet to like what Avatar used to be.
Really?
Yes.
So you're oh, okay, yeah, because they had the giant tree in there.
It had
And then a
giant.
lot of the things were overgrown.
Exactly. Everything was super overgrown, and that's
Yeah, yeah.
and if you put anything into a very oxygen-rich environment, that's what
Uh-huh.
happens. That's what happens, and that also ties in with our talk yesterday about giants, because if there used to be giants on this planet that could have been, and even the ones that still existed up to like the 1800s or the ones that they found, those could have been from previous times of on Earth on planet Earth where the oxygen levels were much higher, and that's why human beings at that time were able to be that big. You know what I mean? Because of that fact.
Oh, because of the Okay.
Exactly. And that kind of goes hand in hand if you think about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like things were bigger, people were bigger, but yeah, obviously the less oxygen we have, then things get smaller. And then people also, the thing with oxygen too is when you have a very rich oxygen environment, people tend to get less sick because oxygen is needed. And the more oxygen you have, the quicker you can recover from any kind of like illness that you have. So, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So, and
I'll
that's a
take
whole
that.
other conspiracy. I don't want to get into all that, but I
Yeah, you're
definitely,
right. That is another. Yeah. Okay.
I definitely feel like we have substantially reduced our oxygen level on this planet, and who knows, it was for like sinister reasons, or if it was
Yeah.
more just because people like needed the trees and they just cut down all our giant trees. But I don't know if you can see this picture right here, Jay, but you see how like stems of the of like the stumps of trees, how they look like on
Yeah.
the right, and then
Yeah.
look how like the similarities are like on on the left of like giant
Yeah.
what are now rocks. But it's, if you look at it, man, the similarities, like you cannot go by once you start noticing these. You cannot
Yeah.
go by every day and be like, there's no relation, or like, no, this came from like volcanoes and stuff. Like, yes, I'm sure that some of it has come from volcanoes, but at the end of it all, like you said, the Devil's Tower, dude,
Yeah.
there's no mistaking that. Look at this picture right here, Jeff. Look how a tree stump like this looks, and then look like this. It's probably like New Mexico or Arizona. But look at
Yeah.
this. Like, how can this not have been a tree stump? You know what I mean? Like,
I totally agree.
it
Actually.
looks exactly like a freaking tree stump.
Yeah. I
So
I I totally agree with what you're talking about.
yeah. So and
You
yeah, and
know.
then now, I mean, we still have the redwoods and stuff in California, and those are like the
Yeah.
biggest trees that are still surviving today.
Yeah.
But and also when you have a rich oxygen environment, your soil is going to be much more richer as well, and it's
Yeah.
going to be
Of
better
course.
fertilized. So you're definitely able to grow a lot bigger things as opposed to now. I do want to show the people a look of the Devil's Tower, because I do
You
feel like
should.
that's probably one of the best examples out there. So let
Of
me pull
course.
that up for you guys and just
Of
show you the
course,
Devil's
man.
Tower picture for all the people that are tuned in that are not familiar with the Devil's Tower, which is in Wyoming, by the way. So let me show you guys this picture real quick. So this is the Devil's Tower. You guys can probably see this right here. I just zoomed
Oh
into
yeah.
it. But this is the Devil's Tower. I mean, what this? How can this not be a tree stump? You know what I mean? That's a
Right.
crazy tree stump from back in the
Yeah.
day.
I
Yeah,
totally agree with that too. Like I wouldn't doubt that one bit.
yeah. So I
You
don't know.
know.
That's my opinion. I mean, if you guys, please write in the comments, or write to us and let us know what you guys think about this conspiracy and about yesterday's conspiracy with the Giants. But what do you guys think? Do you think that we had giant trees among us because of the rich oxygen environment that could have provided, or is this just all BS, and these are just rocks that
No.
formed from centuries ago, and they just all kind of look similar to what like a tree stump would look like?
Right.
So you guys let us know in the comments what you guys think. Over here at the Average Day Joe Show, we're just presenting you with facts and what we see on an
Always.
everyday basis, and we like to keep an open mind, and we want the audience to kind of delve away from like the original what people
Yeah.
say, and we like to think outside the box, and we what I mean. That's kind of what is good for everybody, because that's thinking, that's us using our brain power and being like, hey, there could have been other things from what they actually tell us in history, because we all know that the history that we have or what that they portray is not what it really is, so
Yeah.
I think it's up to us to kind of discover these things on our own, and to have good topics and subjects about it, and have a good conversation about it, and
Of
show the
course.
possibilities that could have been.
You know that Avatar, they filmed a lot of that in New Zealand.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay. I
yeah.
just thought, yeah, I didn't know if you saw, so a lot of that was filmed in New Zealand. Obviously, I've never been to New Zealand, but
Right.
I've heard, so I've had guests from New Zealand. My guest today, like that we'll be checking out, is moving to New Zealand.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, I heard a lot of the like landscape and everything is just like that movie. Like like there's other movies that were filmed in New Zealand too. I think like Lord of the
Lord,
Rings, maybe.
Lord of the
Yeah,
Rings.
and like it just looks like a whole nother like world.
It does. It
You know
does.
what I mean? It's crazy. Like like a lot of it's untouched. You know what I mean? Like that I don't know nothing about, obviously,
Right.
but
That,
just
that
everything out there looks different.
that whole area, because it's like so far away from like other mainland areas,
Yeah,
that I feel like it was kind of unscathed for a long time. And then
yeah,
when humans like from the European countries and Asian countries started settling in those areas,
yeah,
it was already like it had a lot more time to be preserved, as
yeah,
opposed to like Europe or Asia, where people
yeah.
dominated and then like governments basically destroyed all the evidence
That's
of
what I
stuff
mean.
back in the day, you know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why New Zealand. It was you brought up Avatar. I'm like, damn. Just seeing a lot of stuff they filmed from it. Like, wow,
Yeah,
it
exactly.
looks crazy.
And that
You
goes
know?
with Australia too. That's why Australia
Yeah.
has like some of the craziest like bugs and freaking
I was
like,
gonna say those really big.
yeah, like some of the most poisonous things are on Australia, and I
Yeah,
feel like that's all because and like even like kangaroos, like, you know what I mean?
yeah,
I feel like those are things that got preserved, and you know what I
yeah,
mean. We didn't kill them off like we almost did like in America with the buffalo, for instance. You know, like,
yeah.
so I definitely feel like a lot of that area over there has been preserved, and it kind of still shows like what it could have been back in the
Yeah,
day as opposed to what it is now,
yeah.
and I don't know if you know, but in Australia, the Aborigines,
Uh-huh.
those are actually those are the longest from like the previous history. Those are the longest surviving native tribe in the whole world, like in
I
our
believe it.
planet. Yeah, the Aborigines, they're known. They're literally the oldest surviving tribe of people, that are still
Yeah,
in existence today, who know a lot about the past, and they have a big part in Australian culture and history.
I believe it.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't doubt it one bit.
Right, right. So yeah, that's my conspiracy of the day.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's. I just
That's
wanted
a
to go
very
off
good one.
the giant thing, because we were talking about giants. So
Giants and the giant trees.
giant trees, makes sense, right? They
Oh yeah,
you got giants, you got to have giant trees. You know what I'm saying?
of
Imagine
course.
having giants with these little trees we got now. They would like step all over them. Like you would see crushed trees
Yeah,
everywhere. You know what I mean? So
everywhere,
yeah,
everywhere. It wouldn't
exactly.
even be close.
Exactly. So that's what I think it is and what it was back in the day. I don't know. You have anything else you want to say to the people, to our Average Day Joe community before we take off? Because pretty much
Oh
done.
man, I mean, like, no, just have a blessed weekend, health, wealth, and happiness. You know what I mean?
Health, wealth, and happiness. That's what we preach on this show.
We'll be posting our shorts, all weekend long, and then back on Monday with a live. So
Exactly. Exactly. So yeah, just keep tuned in with us. Check back periodically on our shorts and our videos. Just go onto our YouTube channel and you'll see all our lives there, and
yeah,
all our shorts, all the videos that we're gonna make. Like I said, Saturday we got Chef with Jeff. Sunday we got my date with Kate. That's my wife.
yes,
So
sir.
we're gonna be giving it to you guys live and direct. And
Exactly, man.
yeah, exactly. And
Monday,
yeah,
fresh at it again. On the
exactly.
live.
Exactly. And I just want to give you guys, before we go, a little quick update. I am doing a fast 44 days for health reasons. I want to show the people that it could be done. A lot of people, when you go on YouTube and they talk about fasting, they talk about it. They'll talk about the health benefits of it, but nobody actually does it. They'll just be like, "Oh yeah, it's been done," or you know what I mean. I've seen people do it, but you know what? I wanted to do something for our Average Day Joe community.
Yes.
I'm doing this. I'm doing it live and direct for you guys. I'm doing a 44-day fast. I'm not eating any kind of food. I'm still going to the gym and working out, which I have never done before. And even yesterday, I was working out a little bit. I got a little bit lightheaded,
Oh
but
yeah.
I know when that happens, I'm able to take a pause and I'm able to recollect and be able to keep going. So yeah, that being said, I am on my fourth day right now. Probably next week sometime I will take a picture of the scale and I'll let you guys know, because our very first episode, I believe, I did, or no, it could have been our second episode. It was our
Second
second
episode.
episode.
Yeah.
I did take a picture of of my weight. I believe I was like around 240. So we'll see the update for next week. We'll see an update on my weight, and we'll go from there pretty much. But yeah, I just want to let you guys know, fourth day of my fast. I'm going strong. I feel good today. Today is the first day where I'm not really craving much. It takes about 4 days to get to that point. The first 3 days are really hard because your mind starts playing tricks on you and you start literally being able to taste food, like the favorite food that you love. You literally, your mind is going to start like giving you the taste of that food in your mouth. And you're like, damn, I need to eat. Like, I'm so hungry. But then after like the third day kind of subsides, I'm on my fourth, like I said. So I'm getting there. And yeah, the craving has gone away. I feel good. And yeah, just stay tuned with that and we'll keep it going, like I said. And that's pretty much all I got for today. So yeah, health, wealth, and happiness.
Always.
Yep. And we'll see you guys Monday at 2 p.m. Pacific time. We'll be live for you guys again. And that's pretty much it. So peace out, you guys. And, we love you. And thank you so much for tuning in. And we hope to see you soon.
Yes, sir.